welcome to That Guy's a Maniac Weekly General Meeting 1. This is our planning meeting for Season 2 of That Guy's a Maniac, the podcast. Where can people find our podcast, Farley?
Okay, so everyone should have done the research before this meeting, but you can find old episodes of the podcast on www.thatguys.co.uk, but presumably everyone here has listened through the research. And you can find related content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at That Guy's a Maniac. And of course, that's all one word and all lowercase.
Fantastic. Now, before we move on to the actual bulk of the meeting, do we have any other business we wanted to discuss?
I had something. So whoever keeps moving the chairs around in the common room, it's really inconvenient and is against health and safety regulations, actually, because we need, I think it's 1.4 clearance.
Yeah, absolutely. And people have left post-it notes on the walls asking people not to move the chairs as well. You know, these are perfectly polite, passive-aggressive post-it notes.
Yeah, I don't want to be a whinge and everyone's having fun, but we need to get those chairs where they are. They're there for a reason.
Absolutely. Right, so moving on to the main agenda for the planning of Season 2. What did we have in mind for our first episode?
Well, there are a few things to address. As we know, the figures from Season 1 were okay, but I think the talent, Kanzi11, aka Farley, and Richie, aka Richie, I think there's an issue between them.
Just to clarify, were you counting Richie as being part of the talent?
In the talent pool.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry, do go on.
But it was having a real effect on their real life relationship, I think. And so we needed a break between seasons so they could kind of find themselves again. So hopefully when we come back to Season 2, they'll be all fired up and energetic.
Energetic, yay! Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just bringing on the Richieisms just to sort of liven up the meeting here, yeah?
Yeah, a bit of nostalgia for the podcast. I thought maybe, because we've explored on the podcast many of the kind of classic genres of video game podcast episode titles, such as did they do a Mega Drive episode?
I don't think they did do a Mega Drive episode. I think they did an Amiga one.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Because that's a little off meta.
Yeah, and really hitting the target audience of old gamers. Some episodes on 9. Did they do the Final Fantasy 7 episode yet?
They have not done a Final Fantasy 7 episode, and the fans are absolutely champing at the bit.
Okay, maybe we'll wait another season for that. So I had some ideas for things they could do. One of the ideas I've written down is boob physics in games.
Boob physics in games. That does sound like a very Richie topic to discuss.
I think
so that he can get a little bit messed up and make a few slurs that are perhaps not particularly woke as well.
Yeah, and then kind of awkwardly backpedal it a bit and then forget to edit out.
Yeah, just leave it out in the world.
Leave it out in the world to be used against him in court at some point. Okay, so I'll put a tick next to boob.
Boob physics. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Okay. Then maybe cheats.
Cheats is a good shout. Actually, I'm digging that one a lot. Let's workshop on that one.
Okay, what would you talk about if you were to talk about cheats?
Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to classify cheats, Farley. I was thinking about this for a while because, believe it or not, I did some planning for this episode. Yeah. And I was just thinking to myself, cheats come in different forms. Like, you've got your bog standard cheats or secrets, which are like they're like secret menus that the game developers like kept in there, or there's like little codes that you could use. I'm thinking of like Mortal Kombat. Oh, there we go. Minutes into fucking season 2, we're already talking.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you get those little codes, and it changes the fight, or you can change the color of the blood and stuff like that. Or time splitters, where you could have like the big head mode and things like that. Those are cheats and secrets. You can go a little bit further, where there's like things that are in the game that are exploitable, like that are are definitely broken, like speedrunner tactics. Like in Link, where people have found a way that if you walk
in Link,
sometimes in Link, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Link.
Yeah.
That classic N64 game, Link.
The Legend of Link.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, like when you like sort of face into a rock and then suddenly you're transported to the final, boss character and stuff.
I wouldn't say that was a cheat. I think in those instances when you're kind of exploiting a glitch or an exploit, it only becomes a cheat when it's a competitive game, right?
Yeah, I mean, but then there's the argument that it was in the game, it is part of the game, and that's a weird dividing line.
It's technically not wrong. But the people who kind of use that as an argument tend to be the worst people on earth.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I don't condone it in any fashion. I am not for the use of like cheats. But there's cool things that come from that. Like, do you know in Super Mario World, there's like a certain way that if you...
Okay, we've done Mortal Kombat, we've done Super Mario World.
There's a certain way if you do the first level and you like press certain buttons at just the right time and you jump and just think, you end up being able to actually rewrite the game code as you're doing it, and as you're doing it you can change things and make things happen, and you can warp yourself to the end and stuff like that, and that's really cool. But yeah, like you said, that is a glitch or an exploit. That's a good way of categorizing it. Okay, so we've got cheats and secrets, which are your normal options that might be hidden behind menus, and then you've got exploits and glitches, and then after that you've got I would say hacks. It's probably the best way, and I'm going to use two sets of words: Action Replay and Game Genie. Yeah, those are your hacks, and yeah, I think they're where the boundary of cheats becomes very unethical. I think, yeah, there we go. They're in terms of ethicalness. Cheats and secrets, fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Exploits, it's a bit dirty, used by the worst kinds of human beings. And then you have hacks, which are just anybody who owns a Game Genie or Action Replay, you just kind of have to judge them.
Yeah, because I think that's taking it that extra step, right? That's
spending money to actually, ruin your enjoyment.
I've got two other categories in our taxonomy of cheats.
Oh wow, taxonomy of cheats! I love it. It.
One of which is fake cheats, right? So when people complain that you're cheating because you have items on in Smash Brothers, or sometimes particularly
my god, like false
particularly when you had like
yeah.
All the kids would pile around one house in the neighborhood and you'd be playing some Mario Kart type party game, and one kid would be like, you can't use the blue shell. I mean, the timelines don't work out with this, because when blue shells were both you and I were like over 20, surrounded by 5-year-olds beating the local 5-year-olds. But yeah, you can't use the blue shell because that's cheating. So I'd say fake cheats.
Would giving someone the third-party controller be a cheat?
Well, so this is my other category. Would be kind of
physical
external
cheats. Yeah.
external input devices, right? Like having a turbo button.
Oh god.
And I remember, playing on the SNES, and if you were E Honda or Chun-Li and you got the turbo pad, you just whack on the turbo, and then it was almost impossible to get over the hand or the kick.
Yeah. Wow. Or Blanca could do the electric.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely. So we've got external hardware cheats.
Yeah.
Oh man, I never thought about the turbo button. That's a good one. But yeah,
And wait,
sorry.
well, where do you stand on cheating? Because for me, I'm not really been that bothered by it.
I mean, I'm not bothered by it, but like I will actively seek out and find out if there are secrets or cheats, or at least I used to. I mean, that before we get on to the fact that cheats no longer exist in games.
Yeah.
Like I would actively find out if there was secret things. I loved finding out things for like for the Mega Drive or for the SNES. And actually, I tell you what, this is another thing I was going to sort of mention on the level of the Action Replay and the Game Genie. Back in the day, did you ever have a Commodore 64 or a Sinclair or anything like that? Did you ever remember looking up the cheats section in your Commodore 64 or Zap 64 magazines?
Well, I was going to say, I'm currently surrounded by, as part of the that guy's archive, surrounded by I don't really know why I keep them, but like tens of old cheat books used to come with magazines.
Yeah. Wow. But yeah,
Shall we give some?
Yeah. Let's give some time to them. Tell me about some of the ones.
I'll give a cheat. We'll give some cheats out for people. So, let me know if you remember this one. This is from Help I'm Stuck. 7,678 cheats for all the top games that came with official PlayStation 2 magazine number 60. And on the front, which gives you an indication of when this came out, there's a young, attractive-looking lady wearing a PlayStation 2 official magazine UK vest. She's got an eyebrow piercing, and above her head are 3 question marks.
Oh dear. So she's stuck. She needs help.
Yeah, she's trying to play the games. She's a woman. It's the 90s.
Oh god.
Or early 2000s. She's just hanging out in a officially branded PlayStation 2 magazine, and she's on the front of this book, which presumably would have been on the front of the bag of this magazine. Do you remember Theme Park Roller Coaster for the PlayStation 2?
I am aware of its existence. I don't remember it too well.
Okay, here's a cheat for everyone listening at home. If you want all items researched, while you're in the park, press up, down, left, up, down, left, up, down, down, left, up, down, left, up, down, left, up, down, left, up, down, down, left, up, down, up. Fucked it. Ignore that last down. It was an up. Down, up, down, left, up, down, up. Once again.
No.
There you go. That's all items researched in Theme Park Roller Coaster. You were saying like Zap Magazine and Commodore Boy or whatever.
Well, they were slightly different because they used to have before you would actually load the game, and this is what I was saying. It's more on the level of Action Replay and Game Genie. Before you would load the game, you would actually put in a whole bunch of code.
Do you want to say actually again?
Actually.
Okay.
you would put in a bit of code, as in you would type in. There was a whole big spiel, and it would be like data, and then it would be sets of 3 numbers. You know, data 149, 321, 173, and then you would do that, and you would spend like roughly half an hour typing in and hoping that you got everything right, and also hoping that the magazine had printed it correctly.
Yeah. And
that you also had the version that worked with this cheat. And then you would press return, and it would tell you to press play on the tape. And of course, we all know that was a 50-50 chance of happening, of the game actually loading. So yeah, it was kind of... you would do that so that you could get infinite lives or not get hit, or... I mean, infinite lives. I mean, the games were quite simple in the Commodore 64. It's probably just... it was God mode. You were just putting in for most of these things,
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a thing I remember doing. I remember it was for a game called Nobby the Aardvark.
Of course, fucking so British. Hate it. Hate it. Oh, it's Nobby the Aardvark, and he's going down to Budgeons to buy a pint of crisps or some fucking bedroom coding wank.
Bedroom coding wank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guy called Neville or Peter made this game. Ugh.
Yeah, Neville and his best mate Timothy heading down to Spoons after they made the game. Yeah.
What was it called? Nobby the Llama?
The Aardvark.
Ugh. Do you remember anything about that game?
It was a platformer, and he only looked vaguely like an aardvark, and I think he was blue.
I'm looking it up.
Okay. Oh, and I think he's... Because the big proboscis that he has... What's the official term for it? The aardvark thing?
Just his nose.
Is it a
Snout.
nose? But is it not a mouth?
Yeah. What's the snout?
Snout. Okay, cool.
Nose.
It can be both.
Um,
I think he shoots ants from it.
Okay.
Or something.
Not how aardvarks work. It's the opposite of aardvarks.
It's literally put on
Yeah.
sucker blow.
It's bringing back memories. It reminds me of that. Was there like a Hanna-Barbera aardvark? Like,
Yes, there was.
a really camp aardvark, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all Hanna-Barbera characters were super camp.
It's true.
I watched Yogi's First Christmas for Christmas. Shall I say Christmas again?
When did you watch it, and for what holiday?
It was at Christmas for Christmas.
Hashtag Christmas for Christmas, everyone.
And the film was Yogi's First Christmas. I don't know. I've never seen Yogi's Second Christmas. I assume it's just as bad as the first. But yeah, like all of the characters are so camp. Like you got the blue dog, Huckleberry Hound.
Blue dog, yeah, and you got the pink cat.
The pink cat, Snagglepuss. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Yeah, okay, you're definitely standing up for LGBTQ plus rights there.
And you were like, I hate this.
Yeah, absolutely hate it. Nothing worse. No. But it was just more kind of like, because these cartoons were coming out of the 50s and into the 60s, and
they were coming out.
Everybody, they were so coming out, everybody. And it's like the plot of, or part of the plot of Yogi's First Christmas is that, do you know that he has like a female bear that chases him around?
Yeah, and he's like, no way.
Yeah, exactly. I want to hang out with Boo Boo instead.
I want to hang out with Boo Boo, Snagglepuss, and Huckleberry, you know what his name is.
Huckleberry Hound. But yeah, and like she is so thirsty. Like she is like practically humping the banister, looking at him, And
I'm glad we have to cancel the first episode of season 2.
What?
Humping the banister.
Well, there was a banister. They're in a cabin in the woods. I don't know. But she's very, very thirsty. She has a song about how she wants to get that man. You know, and like, all right, okay, cool. But yeah.
And he's not interested.
Yeah, he's totally not interested. Anyway, that'll be the Aardvark. Aardvark? Aardvark? Aardvark. Why is there not an Aardvark that sells commercials?
Well, because that would be Adpig in Dutch.
Oh, okay.
Aardvark is Earth Pig in Dutch. Where you get that name
Oh,
from?
Earth, yeah, I get you.
Yeah. It's all related, isn't it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That was your history, your early history of cheats.
My early history of cheats. Then, of course, there was moving on to Doom and the classics of putting in the cheats for like the God mode, the no clip mode, and being able to shoot the guns. I mean, these were clearly like developer codes, you know.
Shoot the guns.
Shoot the guns.
You have to put in a cheat to shoot the guns. Yeah.
Shut up.
Actually, I want no shooting mode, please.
No shooting mode. Yeah. Oh god, the pacifist Doom. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, these have all been done, right? These are all now indie games.
Yeah.
They used to be cheats, and these days they're all just indie game jam games.
Yeah. Imagine
what
Doom with no guns. Yeah.
Oh, what if Doom, but instead of shooting, it was gravity? Fuck off.
And instead of a Doom guy, it's an aardvark named Nobby.
Yeah, Nobby. And you have to chase the ants. You don't want to have sex with you.
Oh dear.
But where do you personally stand? Where do you draw the line when it comes to cheating, Richie?
I think there is there's a canon playing of the game, and then there's a non-canon playing of the game. I think the best example of this would probably be GTA, and GTA 3, or Vice City, where you straight up had these really cool cheats that could give you infinite rocket launchers. You could spawn a tank, but you had to be careful because you did not want to save after that, because you would have like 5-star rating and all that sort of stuff. So you would basically choose the save file, and then you would just go on rampages. You would try and steal.
Because it would also, they did a cool thing where it also, if you did save, it would apparently record that you'd use the cheats on your save file.
Yes, it did. Yeah, that was exactly it. Yeah. And so times cheated, because you had that big list of stats. Exactly. So yeah, I mean, that's what you didn't want to do. So you kind of took it out of the main canon of playing the game. Do you get where I'm going? I mean, obviously. Yeah.
Well, it became its own game. I mean, we used to sit around and play the game of put in the good weapons cheat, and then how long can you last before you die, and we kind of have timed competitions of that.
Yeah, exactly.
And as a different kind of game.
Yeah, and I mean, there's other legitimate uses of the cheats that I've done in the past, like SSX Tricky can't be bothered doing all of the races to get the Uber board, unlock the Uber board. I have no qualms about that because I have done it before.
Okay, what if you hadn't done it before?
If I hadn't done it before, I would not feel. Yeah, I wouldn't be happy about it.
You're gonna gatekeep that. How dare you've not wasted enough of your time to prove that you can do it.
Yeah.
In order to do it guilt-free from here on out.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you've reached the point where you've achieved it, then straight up, that's fine.
Yeah.
No worries. It's the IRL roguelike element of playing these games. I've already done it, therefore I've got that skill, so I can just immediately go in. It's absolutely fine.
Yeah. The Skyrim version. You've done that before, so now you've leveled it up, so now you can do it whenever.
Yeah, exactly.
It was also, it was also handy for when you couldn't be bothered to bring your memory card around. You just want all the characters on the fighting stage.
Yeah.
Just pop in a cheat. What I can't stomach, Richie. And you kind of said cheats are gone. They're still around. particularly on things like online games, where it becomes where cheating actually becomes a criminal activity in some games in some countries.
Well, yeah, no. Listen, I'm. That was something I was actually going to mention. That definitely falls into the category of your action replays and your game genies. Like, people are using wall hacking and aimbots and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. They're wrong. And I kind of don't even want to call them cheats. When I say that cheats are gone today, I mean the legitimate cheats. You know, the ones. I don't know, that's what an excellent oxymoron.
Legitimate cheats.
But, you know, like, going to the. I'm going to use Sonic 2 as a good example. Do you remember the debug mode in Sonic 2?
Yeah.
That was so cool. Like, you had to play certain tracks.
Up, down, left, right. ABC start was Sonic 1's debug menu.
Oh, no. I'm talking about Sonic 2. In order to get to it, you went to the sound files because you could play the music from the games. And you had to play certain music in a certain order. So you would choose to play, like, track 96, then track 16. I don't know off the top of my head. But then it would open up this menu which allowed you to then, like, just straight up add things into levels. Like, so you could start the level in Casino Zone and you could make bumper, you know, the round bumper things that make the... Yeah. Oh, God. The
basically, until you just fuck up the game, right?
Yeah. And you can do such things as make you into Supersonic. Yeah. You know? One thing that always bugged me about Supersonic, right? He goes yellow. And
we were going to spread this content over the season, but we're just blowing our...
Yeah. It's like...
blowing our content load all on episode 1,
Yeah, we're going to have a whole episode dedicated to Supersonic, but...
Yeah, I'm just scratching it off the list as we're talking. Yeah, okay. What has always bugged you about Supersonic?
Well, like, I've never legitimately got Supersonic. But I have cheated. I know.
You
fucking hypocrite.
Broke your own rule. Yeah.
But that being said, it is the worst power-up ever. It's like you spend the entire game, you know, you have to collect the Chaos Emeralds by getting a certain amount and then finishing the level with that certain amount so that you can go and collect the emeralds. Like, you'll only ever get that in, like, the last level. And it lasts for like 30 seconds or until you get hit.
Yeah, I mean, don't you have to have 50 rings as well?
50 rings in order to get, you know, get.
And then typically, because you were going so fast, you would then just run off the bottom of the screen, which you obviously weren't immune to falling off the screen.
Yeah.
That was largely the experience of Supersonic outside of the final bosses.
Yeah, I like no. You didn't even get to use them in the super boss and in the final boss characters at all. I think.
Yeah, no, you did. In some of them, you were permanently Supersonic.
Were you?
Yeah.
Not Sonic 2. Oh, anyway, look.
What would you know? You never even got Supersonic. What would you know?
Yeah, exactly. I suppose I never got it legitimately.
You hiding down a side street. Hi kids, do you want to know how to get Supersonic without doing the hard work? Uncle Richie's got you covered.
Oh man. Oh god. No, like I still think
Uncle Richie will show you Supersonic.
You want to see my Supersonic?
No, you ain't got 50 rings, mate. I ain't gonna give you it for nothing.
Right, enough of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where I draw the line.
Okay, you draw the line. You draw the line. Okay, yeah, go on.
The thing that really bugs me, and there doesn't seem a lot that could be done. So, for example, in things like Mario Kart, right, which seems to be the only game that I can fucking record this week. But where you'd start a race, right, and within seconds, 2 characters would have finished because they, or they're just pulling out bullet after bullet bill after bullet bill after bullet bill, despite being 3 laps ahead of people. It's like, you just what? I don't really understand what you're getting out of that. Like with like the GTA kind of cheats, and or you whack on everything on GoldenEye for a match. You're like, oh look, we've all got big heads and paintball mode, and isn't this fun? But yeah, to kind of hop into a competitive online game, albeit Mario Kart, and just.
Well, I mean, that's technically an exploit because that I need to coin a word for it. They offer you the chance to catch up in the game. I.e., when you're in last place, you're gonna get better items. So you could actually exploit that in every game. So like in the SNES version, I remember like you would just wait until somebody had lapped you once, and then you'd start the race, and then you would have like all of the cool weapons that you just never used to get. You used to get the lightnings, you used to get the stars, you used to get the the blue shells eventually when it came in the N64 version. But yeah, like it used to be fun to be able to use those weapons because Billy Big Balls here used to just get stuck with bananas or green shells because that's all you got when you were in first place.
Yeah, I mean that's fine, but then doing a cheat so that you can give yourself a bullet bill every second.
Sorry, let's rewind. Giving yourself a cheat to give yourself a bullet bill every second. How do you do that?
I don't know, but it was clearly happening.
Oh, that's pretty pish. So somebody
it would particularly be. I don't know if it was. I never looked it up because I'm not that kind of person. But it always seemed to be people who were playing as Funky Kong as well. So when you'd start for a while in the Wii version, I think it was kind of still out of control in 8 as well. But I'm not too sure of it. I've not seen it as much on the Switch. You'd start a race with like 6 Funky Kongs. Oh, here we go. And then, before the green light and the traffic light came off, 2 of them had driven off. And then the other one is just spawning, the 8 item pickup constantly. And, you see them driving off-road and I think that's great, yeah. And of course, they all had a race score of 9999.
Oh, right, okay, that's perfect.
And if you had a look at the time trial as well, there would be people who had done 3 laps of whatever Rainbow Road in
0.01 second.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they just sit there at the top. I remember this was back in the days of Miiverse as well, so it must have been the Wii U. And you go to the Mario Kart 8 channel, and it was just constantly like, please do something about the hack, or people would deliberately give themselves really high scores, use a cheat to give themselves high scores to get to the top of the table to say, Nintendo, please do something about the cheating.
Brilliant. That's cool.
Yeah. Listen, let's give out another cheat whilst we think.
Okay.
You can choose. Do you want a cheat from Lethal Skies 2, Looney Tunes Back in Action, or Lord of the Rings The Two Towers?
Oh, let's go Lord of the Rings Two Towers.
Lord of the Rings Two Towers. What do you want? Do you want slow motion?
What are our options? Slow motion.
Restore ammo. Add 1,000 experience. Level 2 skills. Level 3 skills. Level 4 skills.
Add 1,000 experience. That's the one that pays off the most.
Okay. Yeah. I see you just putting this in endlessly. It is. It doesn't really tell you where you should put these in. Not great. X down, triangle up.
That's
1,000 experience points. Yep.
X down, triangle up.
Yep.
X down,
So
triangle
there we
up.
go.
X down, triangle up. Nice.
You're struggling in Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers. There's 1,000 XP for you.
What did you think of Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers?
I like those games. I did like those games, and the Return of the King as well.
I don't even remember them.
They were great.
The ones, Yeah, no, I remember them. They were on it's 360 era, isn't it? Or is it? No, it's PlayStation 2.
PlayStation 2 cheap, but yeah.
Yeah,
they were kind of, I want to say Diablo-like, but they were co-op. Very good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I liked there was a Lord of the Rings rip-off of like Dynasty Warrior on the 360. Did you ever play that one?
Was it an official?
That was an official Lord of the Rings. No.
Okay.
It wasn't official. No. It was somebody, was trying their best not to get sued by Toei Chemco or whatever it is.
I do not remember that. No.
I know. Quickly look this up because it was a good game. Yeah,
maybe we should bookmark this for another episode. Lord of the Rings has done okay with licensed games. Some things do well, other things not so much.
Warriors of Middle Earth.
Okay. Oh, it sounds like an official one with Warriors inside.
It is Koei Tecmo.
There we go.
No fucking way.
Koei Tecmo.
Tecmo, sorry.
Koei Tecmo is the rip-off company that's trying to make it.
It's the one that does the Dynasty Warriors that you get in Poundland. Yeah.
Yeah. This is Heritage Fighters.
Koei Tecmo. God damn it! But yeah, it was fun. It was good because it like recreated those moments from the films.
Yeah, and just chuck the music from the films in.
Yeah, put the odd soundbite from Viggo Mortensen sound alike. Randomly have some Swedish Scottish accent going.
My life fire.
yeah. Oh dear. So other cheats. No, I think let's move on to cheats that and the fact that they don't exist anymore. Now, I liked that there was these little bits of fun that people would include in their games, like the ability to have the big head mode, or indeed just like, look, we've done all this with a soundbite, or look here, play about with the game and put Sonic 2 bumpers all over Casino Zone and see what happens. We've done this, you've paid for it, that's it. You're not going to do anything more. But with the advent of
there we go.
I know, with the advent of
I
could hear myself. It was an out of body moment,
What happened to rebooting all new series? Jesus. Okay.
Right, okay.
Carry on.
When
the advent
games moved to being online,
yes,
there was less of this, and there was less, and of course it's partly due to piracy as well. It was very, very hard back in the day to pirate things like the SNES cartridges and Mega Drive cartridges, where those kind of cheats were very well received. Whereas, the ability to have pirate versions, again, looking at the Amiga, I remember, I think I told you about this, like, you could go down to, in Glasgow, the Barras, and you could get like hooky versions of these games.
Yeah.
And they would be the full versions of them. The only thing that was different was like you had the cool demo scene at the start. The crazy music, the crazy lights, and the crazy art that just been like added in. This Wares game has been brought to you by blah blah blah, and they've got these crazy stuff going on, and then you could just play it, and you had like the ability to choose, do you want infinite lives? You're like, oh yeah, okay, sure, whatever. I've already been bad, I might as well have infinite lives. I've
already taken my first step to the dark side.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, cheats are nothing but a gateway drug to to murder.
you start
Rationale, yeah.
you start by turning on Infinite Lives. Before you know it, you're injecting puppies with heroin for kids.
Yep. True story.
And then well, with the advent of online gaming, then it kind of got serious, because you could exploit the economy, or with air quotes, make money from these games by doing naughty things.
Exactly. So there was always going to be, especially when you're talking about like MMOs and stuff like that, there's always the ability for somebody to cash in on somebody else's laziness in some fashion. So whether that's been like buying gold, we all remember the stories of the Chinese gold sellers, things like that, and that's it's a thing. People's laziness can be exploited. That is an exploit, definitely. It is exploitative, in as many ways as you can, fathom to put a meaning to that word. Dear God, Richie.
What was that?
I don't know. I try to say words. The whole point about this podcast is actually speaking, and fathom. And I've lost my train of thought. Well done, Richie.
What I quite liked was games that would penalise you for not so much cheating, sometimes for cheating, but also for pirating copies of things. So there have been various hilarious things that have happened. So games that chuck you into a prison.
Where you can only
games.
play against other cheaters and things like that. Yeah, that's
or you end up getting you putting with other cheaters, or I forget the games. It's a really crap anecdote. There's one thing where there's this invincible monster that chased you through. Do you remember which one that was?
No.
Oh God, Vamp for Time. I want to say Serious Sam maybe. And so everyone who was complaining about what the fuck is with this monster who chases you through, it's impossible. And the devs are like, you only get that if you pirate the game.
Brilliant. That is so brilliant.
You get a little way in. It is Serious Sam 3.
Cool. That's fantastic.
You get a DRM scorpion that would just relentlessly chase after you.
I mean that's genius. That's fantastic. I mean, but drawing the comparison between piracy and cheating, I mean, is that fathomable?
I don't know, because unfortunately with the ecosystem in which games exist in now, it's all just got a bit. And this is going to make me sound like some kind of horrible game, but it's all got a bit murky and a bit shitty. And so I was going to raise at the end of this, that kind of feeling you get from the people who would play with all the cheats on all the time. It's your own free time, do what you want. But now that we just have so much more of a broader landscape what makes it games. It's not just games which are published by a handful of companies or people who have the competence to make it. And so now it's just flooded with these horrible, and you see the adverts for them everywhere. These horrible game apps that you get these adverts up for. And even though it will be something like, I don't know, I can't even name one of these games, Raid the Legend or Shadow something.
Oh Raid Shadow Legends. Yeah.
But the little adverts for them are all the same. It's these weird puzzle games with sliders and water and
they're nothing
Nemo
like
fish.
This.
Yeah, and they're nothing to do with there's this one that I keep seeing about this woman who goes into a salon and then you kind of press things to shave her hair or whatever, and that's not a game. That's not how the game looks. The game could not play like that. This is not a mobile game, and you can see from the little from the little app icon that it clearly isn't that, right? Or another trope.
It's exactly the same. It's like it's like pulling the little levers, and there was an advert for saying this is actually the game where that happens. It's like, why does somebody have to actually say that? And also, I don't believe you either.
Well, I saw one for like one of these generic named ones, and the advert, that popped up on some semi-serious site, right? So it's not like I was on the dark web or anything.
It doesn't matter. Like, see,
but it would be like the Mario, the water theme from Mario 3 is playing. Whilst you have there's all these like, sexy Amazons with barely any clothes on, in what was clearly like a short CG sequence. I don't know if it was lifted from something else. Meanwhile, there's like, an Eastern European voiceover going, and finally, it's the game that everybody wants and has been waiting for 20 years.
Oh, yeah.
The game that has sold 50 million copies. Fucking hell.
And the worst one is you actually get these YouTubers who actually sponsor it as well.
Yeah.
And you obviously think this is not actually a proper YouTuber or streamer. Not that that's even a credible source in any point. But you've got like one of your staff members who's got their own little home setup, and you've made them say, "Oh my god, guys, this is the game I have never spent. This is, Sexy Twat 99 and
Farm Futures Legends."
Yeah. And oh my god, I'm fucking addicted to this game. Not that they would say fucking, but
Yeah. And if you use my promo code, you'll get two gem and 3 silver tickets.
Yeah, which will, help you beat the swarthing hordes. Swarthing hordes? Swarthing.
Yeah. Anyway, there's not really anything to do with cheats, but I feel like the moral fabric of gaming.
There is definitely a scumminess. And listen, any mobile phone game, and we this will be another thing that we will talk about in season 2. And that is mobile phone games and the current status. I mentioned it before. Like, these ads that you get are awful. And there was another one that I mentioned. It was like Kiss of War, where where the woman shoots a gun, and just to the point where she pulls the trigger, you pan in on her arse and you watch it wobble.
Yeah.
Just to sort of emphasize the fact that this has a ridiculously proportioned woman in it, and she just shot a gun. And you're like, okay, great, okay, fine.
Yeah, that game, definitely exists. Even if it does exist, Or I think half of them are just, Tetris clones or Peggle clones.
I mean, it also doesn't even matter. Like, even if they were Tetris clones, that'd be fine. All that's going to happen is you will download that game, you will have a little look, you'll go through a tutorial, you'll somehow been tricked into watching 2 ads, and then you can continue to play the game where you pretty much just need to watch ads at 4 or 5 times a day in order to keep the whatever rating you have up. But they don't care, because once you've watched 2 ads by getting through the tutorial, that's them paid for the game for you. You've done what they need you to do.
I mean, they've also taken all your information and passed it and sold it to somebody else.
Yeah. Well, they can't legitimately do that, but yeah.
Yeah, and all your nudie selfies and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have tons on my phone. And I've got all the ones of you as well.
Oh no, I've told you to print them out and delete the originals. The only safe way in today's modern gaming ecosystem. Listen, do you want some codes for the extra costumes in Silent Hill 2, Book of Lost Memories?
Uncle Richie's got some cheese for you.
You ever wanted to play the Heather shirt? So, when you finish Silent Hill 2, Book of Lost Memories... Oh, no, sorry. This is for Silent Hill 3, obviously.
Yeah.
When you finish the game, you get the secret costume passcode screen. This.
And these were actually promo ones as well. Did you know that?
I did not. Do you remember any of them?
I don't remember them, but I do remember unlocking all of them. Because there was one that was just before the game came out, and this is before the advent. No. This was like quite early on, where internet was like borderline dial up into broadband. You used to look up on game FAQs and stuff like that, and I remember there was like actually an ad on game FAQs for the cheat for Silent Hill 3 to get a specific kind of shirt that was, I think, was it game FAQs shirt? I can't remember. Tell me some of the shirts that you can get.
So all I've got is the description. You've got happy birthday is the code for the Heather shirt. I don't know what the Heather shirt is. For the onsen shirt, which just has a little onsen sign on it, I_love_you. It's all capitals, ILY. Put here, capital P, capital H, 2, the number 2, feel, capital F, joy, capital J, capital Y, is the blockhead.
Okay.
I don't know what that blockhead is. Then you've got touch my heart is the don't touch shirt costume. Gangster girl is God of Thunder. Light to future. Shog your Muju. 01_03_08_11_12 is
the
Royal
Royal Flush. Yeah.
Cockadoodle doo is Golden Rooster. And then shut_your_mouth, capital S, capital Y, is Zipper.
Okay, so there's loads more.
Well, I didn't read them all out because I'd be here all. There's the Princess Heart one.
But there's also the just to give you an example, there's the IGN.com shirt, which the code is IGN_pickleboy.
Okay.
So these were like it was just sponsored by GameSpy. That's what it was. That's the website I used to look at way back in the day, and it was like the code is I am L33T. I am late.
I am late.
And so like you used to get all of these cool like cross promo things. I think that was when you mentioned it, I just clicked. That was cool. But yeah, you don't get that shit. Well, you do get that shit today. Like it. No, in fact, you don't. I'm gonna flip flop a lot here. But
you get promo codes, right? But now it's like a built-in.
Yeah,
thing,
it's a promo code for like whatever game currency there is from
Yeah, or costumes in Pokemon or free cards in Hearthstone. I mean, they're not especially cheap, but
no,
they still live. Or it's just fucking DLC, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's usually paid for stuff. Like, do you want to play in big head mode? Then you pay for it. Do you want a costume?
Yeah.
Then you pay for it. Like,
do you want?
Why the fuck am I paying for a costume?
Do you want Carlos's not ridiculous hair in Resident Evil 3? Yes, I do. You're gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah. Oh man.
But it has
Devil May Cry 2. They had that sponsorship from Diesel. Just remind me.
Yeah, I was going to read out Dante and Lucille's Diesel costume codes.
There was codes for them?
Yeah, well, or there was a prompt to put them in. Here we go. Hot off. Devil May Cry 2.
Yeah. 20 years old game.
Enter these codes whilst playing to unlock Dante and Lucia.
Oh
no, there's a typo in this book.
Oh.
Lucia's bonus Diesel costumes. The Dante readers is R1 Dante. The Dante. Alright, Dante. I like your Diesel costume. It's R1 triangle square R2. For Lucia, I spelled it correctly a second time. L1, L1, triangle, square, L2, L2.
But yeah, that was cool to have Devil May Cry, like that mixed together. And I'm pretty sure that you could just unlock that by doing it on hard mode. But maybe because it wasn't accessible enough, they added the cheat in for it or something.
No, if you remember, Devil May Cry 2 was kind of mad. So you'd get Must Die mode if you beat it with Dante and Lucia on hard mode. Then you'd get alternate costumes, beating the game with Dante, beating the game with Lucia. You could unlock Trish.
Could you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay.
If you beat hard mode with Dante, so you clearly didn't do that.
No. Devil May Cry 2 was a fucking hard game. I remember... No. Yeah, no, I must have then. Because I played it...
Come on.
There's a mode, there's a level where every enemy has a devil trigger. So basically, they would just get really, really tough and hard, and they would hit you harder and things like that. And
Are you sure that wasn't just Bloody Palace?
No. This was like playing through the game, and it was too hard. Like I
think that was Dante Must Die.
Was that Dante Must Die mode? Okay.
I think so.
Whatever that mode was, that is as far as I got, and I hated it because it was already a hard game.
Did you unlock Dante's costume from Devil May Cry?
I'm going to say yes.
Well, apparently you beat Dante Must Die mode. You liar.
Okay, then I maybe did it.
Show me your memory card, man.
Yeah, I will dig it out.
There's something else you had to show me. But also in the ecosystem, I don't keep saying ecosystem. But on the back of this delightful Help I'm Stuck book is an advert for Cheats Unlimited. Do you remember these?
Cheats Unlimited. No, tell me more about this.
So Cheats Unlimited, the kind of mascot is extremely scantily clad CG lady. She's wearing a Cheats Unlimited boob tube, but it doesn't really cover her breasts. And then she seems to have PVC skin tight skirt, but it dips to show off her kind of abdominal V, and she's carrying an Uzi. And she's saying, "Call me 24/7. I've got what you need."
Oh my god!
And she's not talking about sex, was she?
Oh.
She's talking about cheats.
Oh yeah, but that is what I need. Who needs sex when you've got cheats?
No, I don't know anyone who ever did this. But yeah, they used to be, and in magazines used to carry these adverts all the time. Is these, like 25p, 75p per minute? I know this is in Ireland. It's 125 euros per minute, and in the rest of the UK, or in the UK, it was 75p per minute.
Ah.
And you'd phone them up, but they had over 20,000 cheats available. The latest cheats added every day, Richie, compiled by experts, professional cheat
Well,
makers.
I mean, that's all based on that stupid Nintendo help system thing.
Yeah. And then the last point is, although you would want to 75p a minute, can you imagine phoning them? I've just started Link. Can you just walk me through the entire game at 75p a minute, please?
Oh god! Or just listing out the blooming cheat that you gave out, the very, very first one. Up, down, X, Y, down, up. Sorry, that's up, down.
Yeah, God, yeah. That theme park cheat is going to cost you at least £1.50 just to hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then we've mourned the loss. Then kind of Game Facts came along, and that was great, and continues to be great. But it wasn't. I don't feel it's as great as it used to be. People aren't doing Game Facts anymore as much as they used to.
No. Well, I mean, I think. I mean, I went to Game FAQs just to, or Game Facts.
Yeah.
I call it Game FAQs.
Well.
Yeah.
I call it Game Facts.
Yeah. Well. I agree to disagree. What I used
It's the kind of spirited debate listeners to the podcast, readers of the podcast have come for.
Well, like,
so you're on GameFAQs.
Yeah, I still love the fact that when you go to it and you click on the guides are still in notepad format.
Yes.
That's all I want in life. It's just like, it makes me feel comfortable that I know what I'm looking for. And there's always, like, well, not always, but there is usually a guide at the start on how to find the information you want.
Yeah.
If you're on, for disc 2 onwards, go to, DSK1 or 2. Yeah, DSK1. That would be confusing, yeah.
You go straight there. It's in brackets.
By doing Control F,
Yeah. You don't have to listen to some northern twat ramble on for 12 minutes before he even gets to the video bit.
No. You've watched 2 ads, one for, Go Fresh Veg, and then another one for some banking app, and then
one for Farm Fighters Raid the Shadow, which shows you the little Nemo fish in the water and probably Shrek in there or some other kind of trippy fake conglomeration of popular culture mascots.
Do you know, I'm going to briefly talk about something you don't want me to talk about, but
okay.
It's kind of related and I hate myself for it. So there was, I was looking for something in World of Warcraft. I was looking for, I was just looking for a person that sold a thing. I was like, right, where is the person that sells these reagents in this thing? So I looked it up and I couldn't find any information, and the only thing that came up was a YouTube link. And I thought, oh fuck it, I'll go there. So I clicked on it, I went through the ads, and then I got to the start of it, and it was just gameplay of somebody playing, their character and shooting things and blah blah blah. And with white text along the middle of it, it just said, there is no reagent vendor in blah blah blah. And I just felt so stupid. It's just like, this guy obviously knew that people would click on this, and I fucking fell for it. And that's
You've watched his 2 ads. That's it. He's been paid that day.
He's been paid, and he's just the scummiest human being alive.
Now listen, you can't judge too harshly, particularly because I don't know if you ever have. I have never ever uploaded a map, a fact, a video that is to help other people.
Did. I am on Game FAQs. Mario 3. I'm gonna see if I still exist there. I forgot all about this actually. No. I am not still on Game FAQs. Never mind.
Oh, you were there.
Yeah. That's a little bit annoying. But basically, I was remember I was telling you about my cart, which has the weird ability to be.
Yeah.
Oh wait a minute, that was for the SNES. It was All Stars. Okay. This is excellent.
Turns out that this part of the story is also fake.
Fuck off.
You've made such a web of lies, you can't remember what's real and what's fake anymore.
Super Nintendo. Let's see if we can. Oh my god, there's so many.
Right,
course. Okay, this isn't very interesting.
Okay. But anyway, alright, so you have. So I haven't, right? So I can't really. What the fuck am I to complain about people who unselfishly, they have a setup, right? They've got where they're recording and some of them edit their videos. And they're doing a service for the rest of Gamerkind. So you can't really be too mad at them. And I've lost count of the number of games that I would have been stuck on without, these wonderful maps that they produce, or the poor saps
they are
kind of
amazing.
Here's every single hidden like here's every single Diglett on the Isle of Armor, for example, and you just think that must have taken you hours and hours to record and edit, and you've uploaded every single video individually, and you've tagged it all, and there's timestamps. But sometimes they are these deliberately obtuse videos, or I remember watching one the other day because we got, when sometimes you get stuck in a game and you've either missed something or you're throwing yourself at it the wrong way, right? It was something to do with Assassin's Creed, and we just couldn't work out what we were doing yet. And then we started to go into that bad place where you're like, oh, maybe if I double jump off this, or maybe I have to get this guy to spawn and kill him.
Yeah.
And you've gone crazy places. All it is you've missed a switch somewhere, you've got to hit a target or something. Just desperately trying to work out what we should do, and ended up kind of sitting through 4 or 5 of these, and it'd be the guy, and he'd be in the starting area, and he'd go, hello, my name. They've got these weird accents and way of speaking. And then, he kind of enters the area and then like falls off of one of the things and then has to climb up again. And you kind of see him bumble his way through. It's like, oh, guy, just do it clean. I mean, I know you're doing this for free and you're getting literally nothing out of it. And this video has 45 views, but please, just do it clean.
Have some dignity.
Have some dignity, because I'm sat here watching a video of something I am playing at the same time.
Well, I mean, he is probably getting something from it, and what he's done there is you actually have to drag out a YouTube video to be more than, I think it's 8 minutes for it to be under monetization, so that's why you had to sit through all of that dross.
No, I don't think, because the video was something like 53 minutes long.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Pesh.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks, gamers, for the service you do.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. Like, there's a very complicated and silly game. Well, it's not silly, but it's The Last Remnant. Do you know it?
Yeah.
And the way to complete it is so ass backwards and so convoluted that nobody who hasn't used a guide could get to the point of completion. By completion, I mean getting every single achievement and getting every single bit in the game. Like,
when did you play Last Remnant?
God, Remnant. It was around 2006, 7.
No recollection of that. But did you write about it on the blog?
Maybe.
Because it looks like a not short game.
It is not a short game. It is huge, and I did everything. I got all of the achievements in it. In order to get all the achievements, you have to have done everything in the game. And the only reason I did get this, and it's weird. I actually remember, but it was by a guide, by some guy who had a Deadpool icon, and his tag was the Pants Party.
Yeah, this is something that I do love about, I don't know how you want to call it, gaming culture is the characters in our wonderful epic history are exactly people who have a Deadpool icon.
yeah.
Called
Pants Party.
Yeah, but you get used to it. It's weird because I remember some of these people who either wrote really good guides or had a dedicated website to some parts of fandom that you'd refer to, and you just get used to it being whatever, Dr. Willy or whatever, and then it just becomes Dr. Willy's guide. It just becomes a thing.
Brilliant.
And you'll never know who they ever truly were.
I've found him. Because it was on Xbox 360 360 at the time. It's now on Xbox Achievements, which has had a total overhaul of the site.
How many adverts are you looking at right now?
0.
Oh.
Okay, there you go.
Pristine corner of the internet.
Yeah. The Pants Party is part of the administrators group now.
he's been working his way up through the ranks.
His icon is no longer Deadpool, but instead a red-headed anime character.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go. He's
Hero.
But his
special shout-outs this week. We should have a shout-out. Special shout-outs this week
to the Pants Party.
I think we used to have something like that. Maniac of the Week.
Yeah, we did.
Let's reinstate that.
Yeah, okay. Maniac of the Week is the Pants Party for his 2010 guide to the Last Remnant chronological side quest guide.
Thanks, Pants. What's his name? Pants Party.
The Pants Party.
The Pants.
The Pants Party.
Hero.
Legend. Oh dear. There we go.
Yeah.
And on that note, since we've reinstated a Maniac of the Week, I am going to sign us off with...
Hang on, wait.
Oh, okay, but...
So do you think there's enough content for us to do a cheats episode?
I think... I mean, the tip of the iceberg, I think there's... What we've discussed in the meeting should be enough. But knowing Richard Farley, they will possibly, waffle a little bit or use ums and ers. What's the name for those words?
I don't know.
Where you're just stalling for time. You can hear the brains working.
It's not vamping, is it? No. Okay, so I've got boob physics and cheats. I'm putting a tick next to cheats.
Okay.
Tick.
And we'll come back to boob physics.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, I think that's concluded a successful WGM. Thanks for coming.
Is that guy a maniac?
I don't know. Is that the sign off for season 2?
Don't know. Let's discuss it next meeting.
Absolutely. Let's add it to the agenda. Points for next meeting.
Adding it to actions. Yeah.
Actions. Cool. Okay. That guy's a maniac.
Why'd he bite me? To be confirmed.